thing that a lot of men don't understand is that we have these emotional needs that you guys don't have. So it's really complicated when we're only focusing on the problems and we're not working towards working together.
So what you've effectively proven is that women require way more of men than men require of women. We have emotional needs. We want financial needs. We want protection needs. We need security needs, etc. So the man, all he wants back is to fuck. And you guys are saying, well, I'll do it when I feel like it.
No, yeah. but okay.
No, yes. Fucking checkmate, bro. Like,
no,
it's a 1,000% checkmate because look, men don't ask for much. So if a guy says, I want to fuck, and you have the audacity to say no, fantastic. You know what? I don't want to pay the bills. I don't want to protect you. I don't have to lead you anymore. I'm going to pick and choose.
But you're talking.
Stop interrupting.
Sorry.
I'm going to pick and choose when I want to be a man just because you want to pick and choose when you want to be a girlfriend or a wife. Men don't ask for much. So if all we ask for a lot of times is sex and silence and you don't give the sex, that's 50% of you being useless. Gone. But on the other hand, let's say I decide not to fuck you. I'm still protecting you, still providing for you, still giving you some emotional stability. Women require way more of men than men require of women. So therefore, everything we require of you has more weight.
Do you want to be the leader of your home?
That's how it goes.
Exactly. Of course. So of course you are the bigger person. You're the one that has the bigger responsibilities and you're the one that has to give the most. Yes, of course.
Okay. But what I'm asking for isn't hard though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I understand. And I'm agreeing with you in the sense that of course a woman and a wife has to fulfill her duties. But at the same time,
all right, you know what? Let me just say it. If a girl isn't having sex with her man, she's fucking useless.
Definitely.
She's useless.
I agree with that. But there's
okay, so why are y'all saying I do it when I feel like it?
But there's time.
I go to work when I don't feel like it. I provide for you when I don't feel like it. I pay a light bill when I don't feel like it. I go to the gym and maintain this fucking physique when I don't feel like it. I'm achieving excellence when I don't fucking feel like it. But why is it women can go ahead and pick and choose when they feel like it? If I do all this shit to become the fucking guy and I'm in a relationship with you and you pick me and I say, yo, I want some sex. And you're like, I don't know if I feel like it. Fuck you. Done. Get out of here. You effectively are useless. That's the equivalent to me. Someone breaks into the house. I let them beat your ass. What if I let that happen? Y'all would leave me, wouldn't you?
Why are you getting?
I feel like that's different.
No, it's the same shit.
That's
not the same thing.
No, stop. It's the same thing. The thing is that men and women are not the same. There's functional equivalence. You understand?
Exactly.
So I can't go ahead and compare apples to apples. Sorry, I can't compare apples to oranges, so I have to make it apples. I'm giving you the functional equivalent. If you don't want to fuck me, that's cool. But don't expect me to protect you when you fucking need me. I don't like how women go ahead and pick and choose their rules.
So then it's not cool because you're not okay. Like you're sitting here saying that's cool, but then you're like really mad because I don't want to fuck you.
No. I look at it like this: if a girl doesn't want to fuck you, she's within her prerogative to do so. That's fine if she's your girl. But you need to kick her to the curb and find another woman.
But why though?
Because you're
useless.
She's useless.
You mean one or two times, or you mean over the course of a month she doesn't have sex
I
with
come home from work and I just go out.
Would you agree if it's like 3 weeks and she doesn't want to have sex with him, he should move out?
Yeah, 3 weeks. I'm like,
2 weeks.
I think 1 month.
I agree too.
Yeah,
to her point, 1 Corinthians 7:3. The husband should fulfill the wife's sexual needs, and the wife should fulfill her husband's needs.
Definitely.
But to
the man's needs come first, not the woman's.
I have a question.
Actually, it's not. So the thing is, you're talking about relationships if they're just commodities. We're really, really complicated beings. So for what you said, if it is a couple times, there might be a fight going on.
Men aren't complicated.
No. All human beings are complicated. We're emotional beings. It doesn't matter. No, we all are complicated. So that's the thing. You cannot say if she doesn't have sex with you, then she doesn't work. Because so what do you want? Do you want a wife or do you want just a girl? Because your wife is a completely different job. It's a lot of work. You're being successful. You have a successful podcast, right? That took you a lot of work, right?
So it's funny.
You guys are missing the whole point of this.
Yeah, we're not.
Basically, what it boils down to is you are not obligated to fulfill your obligations to your man, essentially. But I'm still required to fulfill my obligation. I'm still supposed to be a protector, a provider, a leader. And as a matter of fact, you would probably leave me if I didn't do these things. On the other hand, though, you want to be able to have the right to say, I don't feel like fucking, and me still be monogamous to you. I think if a woman wants to pick and choose when she wants to fuck, cool. I can pick and choose when I want to kick you to the curb. Because men don't ask for much. We live in a crazy ass society where women want to go ahead and get all the privileges of chivalry without going ahead and giving the guy a fair deal in return. Fuck that shit. I tell guys all the time, your girl don't want to fuck you no more? Kick her out the house. She's no longer your girl. She's useless. Because I'll be honest with y'all, Men and women don't have a lot of similar interests. We don't necessarily align on a lot of our lifestyles and beliefs and experiences. So if a girl isn't fucking you, she's effectively useless most of the time. That's what most guys are going to tell you.
Most of the time, that means that you haven't been around.
Oh, whoa, come on, ladies.
Hold on. Stop the show. How many of y'all went on a date with a nigga you didn't even like before? All of you have probably been on a date with a guy that you didn't like. Here's the difference.
Hey,
that proves my fucking point. That's what I'm trying to say. Men must add value to the point that women will go out with dudes they don't even fucking like and hang out with them, but it would never be the other way around. Niggas will go out with bitches they're not trying to fuck. So that proves my point that men absolutely provide value to women, even if she doesn't fucking like his ass. Us, on the other hand, we're always going out with an intention. So if that does not prove that men have to provide value, men have to bring way more to the table than women do, and women are actually okay with going out with guys that they don't even like, but it's not the other way around. Yo, there's a burden performance on men, and if I do all this shit, the least I could get in return is for you to suck my dick.
Ladies. Incredible. Got a shout out there for Ryan Dawson. Ryan Dawson agrees. There he goes. Hey, real quick. There we go. Dunk on him. Hey, I have a question for you ladies. Who here thinks that if a woman decided, let's say you have a brother or a cousin or a nephew, whatever, who decided, I'm not going to have sex with him for like 3 weeks, who here thinks he should leave her? Who here thinks he should stay?
What's the reason why she's not?
She just for whatever reason they got in a fight, and she thinks that for the next 3 weeks she's just not going to have sex with him.
I mean, like,
maybe
if he cheated on her, I wouldn't.
Maybe I don't think he deserves to
months.
Like,
it depends the reason.
Yes or no?
I feel like there's a reason though. Like it has to be a reason.
Always a reason.
You know what I mean?
There's a
It
reason
can't just
for
be
everything.
like this, that. I feel like it has to be a reason.
So you would not tell your brother, nephew, cousin to leave if she's withheld sex for 3 weeks? I'm curious.
No, I wouldn't.
Does anybody think he should leave?
No, I don't think he should.
That's shocking.
That's
terrible advice.
3 weeks. It
And
depends on what the reason is.
not only is it terrible advice, the best thing for the relationship would be for him to do what? Anybody know? Anybody know the correct answer?
To
for him to get the
communicate.
fuck up and leave. That's the correct answer.
I feel like y'all just want to fuck. Like,
no, that's not it. No, it's not about that.
Yes,
It's not about that.
yes.
It's partially that, but like for you guys, the validation comes from attention. For us, the validation comes from
sex.
Thank you. And that's the problem, because for you, like when you have kids, you know the baby's yours. We don't know if the baby's ours. That's why when you guys decide, hey, we're not going to have sex, from our standpoint, that we're like, wait, but could she be having sex with someone else? Right? That's the issue. For us, the validation comes from sexual intercourse. I know it sounds incredibly shallow, but it's not just the sex. It's that lets us know that you want to be with us. If you don't have sex with us, and there's a chance you might be sleeping with someone else, but for every relationship I've ever seen, when a woman says, hey, I don't want to have sex with a guy, that to me means she probably doesn't respect him and she doesn't want to validate him. So for you to say that for 3 weeks, there is no dude on the planet I wouldn't tell him.
Or she just wants to see if he's like really serious about her.
Time out. You're already in a relationship. You've been having sex.
If
And
you're
then
in a
there's a 3 week
relationship-
period
if you're in a
where she
relationship,
decides
though.
she does not want to have sex with him. And you guys are literally telling me that you would tell your brothers and cousins. You're
You
telling
didn't say that. You didn't say relationship. though.
You didn't say relationship.
You're in a relationship, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, she just gets into a mood and decides for 3 weeks she doesn't want to have sex with him. Who here would say leave the relationship?
That's why I said it depends on if you
The
communicated
situation.
with your partner or not. Like, you're in a relationship, okay, ask her why she's not having sex
She's just
with
not
you.
feeling it. She's just not feeling
If
it.
she's not feeling it, like, why are you
Then
not?
she's not
Right.
responsible
Why
for
not
the
force that on
relationship.
her?
Ladies, you had one job.
No
One
one's
job to do.
no one's
What?
forcing
Your one job.
No one's forcing shit on you. But
Why
I
is
gotta
that
just like the
our
Jonah Hill
one
shit. I got the
job?
chance. I
Like,
get the
we
choice.
were
to
made,
leave.
you know
you
what
were
you
made
were
so
saying,
y'all
you
could
want someone
fuck
to cook
us.
for you,
That's
clean for
not
you.
what
Like,
we're
you
here.
you
all you want
on
sex.
earth for.
No, no,
Talking about
it's
that's
not
our
put your
one
dick
job
somewhere.
in a
No,
relationship.
time out. Oxygen is
Yeah.
important until you're choking. Then oxygen is the most important thing in the world. If you're in a relationship and you're getting some sex, it might not be the most important thing in the world. If you're getting no sex, all of a sudden that thing becomes the top priority. Why is this happening? It's a
Right.
huge
Can I
fucking
say
red light.
something?
That's the
Right.
point I'm trying to
I
make.
get what you're saying.
Okay, it's not
But-
everything. It's like that's not all we want to do is fuck you. But my point is,
I mean,
but
But that's what he was kind of saying, though. That's what he was making it seem
For
like.
sure.
That's
sure.
what a woman's purpose
Well,
in the
I'm
relationship.
trying to make the same example
Yeah.
from your point of
Okay.
view. Okay, if you're not doing that, that is a massive red flag from our standpoint
It is
that
a red
you
flag.
don't
I agree.
respect us.
Especially if you've
Okay.
been doing it.
But the problem is, you guys are saying, well, all you want is sex. No, it's not that we want sex. It's the sign that not having sex with us, the red flag that not having sex with us, it's humongous. It's gigantic. It speaks volume. You having sex with us speaks a lot. Compliance, but you might just really like sex. You not having sex with us in a relationship, that speaks 50 times more. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's the problem. And for you guys to tell me that you would tell your male relatives that a girl is just withholding sex for 3 weeks and you shouldn't do anything about it, that is fucking crazy.
Not
necessarily.
Super like horny and they want to have sex all the time. You know what I mean? But then you got those girls that don't really just don't really care about it. Like I've met girls like that. Like I like sex, of course. Like I can't speak for y'all, but I like sex.
We know, yeah, we know.
But don't play with me.
You don't know. Anyways.
But then you got those girls that like they don't care about it, you know, like it's not their first thing on their mind. Like, okay, I can only speak for myself. You wake up, you think about sex. Like some girls don't think about that. Some girls are like, oh, my business, this,
that proves what I've been saying. Men must provide value to the point where women can have the privilege of saying, oh, I'm not that horny all the time. I don't really want to fuck. No, the reality is this. You're not attracted to that guy that much. However, he provides you some other auxiliary benefits. Maybe he makes money. Maybe he gives you security. Maybe he listens to your bullshit feelings and listens to you talk about yourself.
Bullshit
Whatever
feelings.
it is. Bullshit feelings a lot of the times. But the thing is what I'm trying to say is that men have to offer utility to the point where women have the privilege of saying, oh, I don't have to fuck him, but I get value out of him. Men don't have that privilege. When we deal with y'all, if we're not fucking with y'all,
I disagree.
if a man is with a woman and he's not fucking her, she's effectively almost useless. And if you don't, once again, ask the guys here, how many of y'all been on a date with a bitch you don't like? We don't do that shit. You guys do that shit. Why? Because women are able to extract value from men that they don't like. The thing is this, y'all don't like me putting y'all feet to the fire. You want us to provide value to you while you don't have to provide value to us. Fuck that shit. I'm over here waking guys up. If a girl ain't fucking you, you kick her to the curb. She's effectively useless. That's why guys sit here in the friend zone. How many of y'all have a dude in the friend zone right now? Every one of y'all probably has a dude in the friend zone right fucking now. I don't got no bitches in the friend zone because women are useless most of the time if they're not sucking your dick. And that's the God honest truth. You think men really care about your opinion or what you think or your views on things? No.
Some guys do.
We're talking to a girl.
I'm just saying, like, oh, I want to fuck her. I want to see what this is that. Like, some guys are actually interested in the girl's mind, like, and what she's about, not just her, the JJ.
Is that what he told you? Yep.
A lot of men have told me that. I've not a lot of men hit.
He's trying to smash you. That's why.
He's okay, and then he's not going to, and he's still gonna want to do this, that. But because some guys are attracted to a woman's mind. It's not just about sex.
So what you were saying about oxygen and validation in relationships. So what is our oxygen in relationships is the emotional validation, right? So they both go hand in hand.
Sure.
Like
then we're not a good match. And you were withholding sex, and I'm out. Right. It's really simple. It's like why the Jonah Hill thing made no sense to me at all. Jonah Hill said, if these are the things you want, this isn't going to work for us. That wasn't manipulative. He has the right to fucking leave. The two of you who said you went on a date with a guy and he was too nice and then you didn't have sex with him. Do you understand from our standpoint? We're looking at this. You want to know how I know you didn't like him? Because you didn't have
but why do I have to have sex with him? Just because he buys me something?
I'm not saying you should. No, you're proving my point. I totally agree with you. You're
twisting my words around. I said,
me too, and I said he was nice.
Me That's too. Why I went on the date with him. I didn't say I didn't fuck him because he was nice. I said I was not sexually attracted to him.
Totally. But my point is, you didn't pursue a relationship with him because you didn't like him. And the way you show that, the outer sign of that is you didn't have sex with him.
He showed things that I didn't want in a man I
agree with you, but I was talking about the two girls who said the thing that was nice. In your situation,
I said he was too nice for me.
No.
He gave me the ick. Sorry.
Yeah,
but that does not disprove the fact that each and every one of you, I guarantee, has been out with a guy that you didn't like that much. You went out with him anyway because maybe you got a free dinner, maybe you got a cool experience that you might have not been able to do on your own, maybe you just were bored. The point I'm trying to make is that women go out on frivolous dates with men that they don't like because men offer value regardless. Women, on the other hand, don't. That's what I'm trying to say. If y'all ain't fucking, you guys are useless. And if you don't believe me, let's say all of you guys lost your vaginas tomorrow. Let's see how you would keep a man. You wouldn't be able to.
I mean, yes, I will.
Yeah, did all the other women
it's not always about that.
I have a lot to besides my vajayjay.
You have a lot to offer just besides that.
All of you here can agree. If you really like a guy, like you like him like a lot, genuine desire, you go to the park with him. You could go to a friggin' Ferris wheel. He don't got to spend a lot of money. But I want to say the short term, you like him in a genuine way. You want to smash him. You do want to. So on some level, like when it's genuine, real desire, you want to smash her.
To that point.
Yeah, when it's genuine.
Hold on. If you lost your vagina tomorrow, how would you keep a nigga around? We'll start here. Go ahead.
My personality is actually very great. I have a lot to me. I'm smart. I'm funny. I can put a lot into something besides my coochie.
But you're not D1.
Oh my god.
Okay. You said you have a personality. What else?
I'm funny.
Okay.
I'm smart. I'm pretty.
I mean, pretty, yeah.
Okay, but he can't smash though, so does the prettiness help?
Debatable.
But why is I have to be pretty if you smash? Like I have a lot more than just
what would you do if you didn't have a vagina? How would you keep a guy around?
What that mouth do?
All you want is vagina. Why? Why you talk about this so much?
Okay, so she knows. What about you? What would you do if you lost your vagina? How would you keep your husband?
A bunch of active service, cook for him, pet for him. There's a lot of value that we have. So I wanted to say something about your. Okay,
Yeah.
I wanted to say something to your
Fuck
point
your
that you
mate.
said about you don't have to spend a lot of money, and the girl really likes you, she will want to have sex with you, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying about the emotional needs. So he can be paying for all your bills and whatever it is, but if that emotional connection isn't there, you don't want to have sex with him. So a lot of time I feel like men forget that for us, like there is a deeper connection that is needed. So what do you want? Do you want your wife to have sex with you without her enjoying it? You want your wife to be wet, like for lack of a better word. You want her to enjoy it. You want her to enjoy it with you. And yes, sometimes she might not enjoy it and she do it because she loves you, right? But if she's doing it out, even though she doesn't feel it, it's because you're fulfilling her emotional needs.
But
You know what? My emotions are really down. I'm not paying the bills this month.
Yeah.
But no, you just said it. Sometimes you don't really feel it, but all to do it for your husband, you're gonna do it. And you read the verse Corinthians.
If I feel that I'm loved, right?
Yeah, but once again,
I don't feel like I'm loved. I'm not
for your
paying the mortgage this month.
You're gonna do it.
I don't feel the love
because you love your man. Even when you're tired, when you don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
I don't feel the love, man.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it. So I'm just not gonna pay the bills this month. Can you cover it?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Of course.
You won't pay the bills and she doesn't have a vagina?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, she is fucked, bro.
Yeah,
That is
literally,
terrible.
like, yeah, man. I'm just the problem is that whenever women say I need to feel an emotion and blah blah blah, like the issue with that is that emotions change minute to minute based on your period, etc. Women are emotionally erratic. They're never consistent every single day. Their moods always change. So you're telling me that I need to go ahead and base one of the cornerstones of my happiness, sexual fulfillment, on how you feel? That's crazy to me.
Wow.
Because guess what? Your security isn't contingent upon how I feel. If someone breaks into the house, no matter how I feel, I gotta protect you. If we need to go ahead and pay a bill, it doesn't matter how I feel, I gotta fucking pay for it. If I'm the man and I'm supposed to be the man of the house and the leader, it doesn't matter how the fuck I feel. I fulfill my duty. But women, on the other hand, want to feel like they don't have to do their duty. And that's where I'm saying I'm calling bullshit on that. It's not a fair trade. Why is it that I have to be a man at all times, but you can pick and choose when you want to be my wife? That's bullshit. If you're gonna play that game, cool. I'm gonna have 5 other bitches. That's how we're gonna do it.
And I get what you're saying regarding emotional connection and it being something.
Fuck emotions.
Hold on. I'll go somewhere with this. However, that means every time we argue or get upset, you don't want to fuck me, which is fucked up because then that means you're contingent upon how you feel, which means it won't happen a lot. So is that really dutiful to your husband?
Right. So
or how you feel about it?
So the relationships are such a big work that you need to have a set of rules, right? So maybe, and that's really up to each relationship, you know, like. But it's for real. The thing is, I don't think people that don't have a long-lasting relationship can talk about a long-lasting relationship, right? Because they haven't had it. So how can, for example,
3 months?
3 years.
You just got married.
3 months.
But we've been together for 3 years.
3 months.
That's barely
3 years.
anything, man. That's barely.
3 months.
Okay,
All right, go ahead.
3 years, right? So in order for me, even though to get to those 3 months being married and to get to being married, there was a lot of work that needed to be done because it's just how can we just put like things as just black and white when even you guys, Myron, you're saying that, oh, well, maybe I'm not feeling like I want to pay the bills today, right?
Yeah.
So what about you making just if she's feeling safe and she's feeling that sometimes like you're listening to her constantly and maybe the relationship is not going to be perfect, right? But if overall you're fulfilling your needs and she's fulfilling her needs too, the relationship is a success, right? That's it. You cannot put things black or white and then she just doesn't have sex with you, kick it to the curb. If she's using sex as a weapon, definitely get a divorce. Don't be with her. Don't be with her.
See, what you're missing though is that men are very simple and our needs are typically pretty much black and white. But you keep going back to your needs. I'm telling you, men's needs in general are fairly black and white. We're very simple across different socioeconomic classes, whatever. Men are very simple. You keep looking at things through a female lens. How I feel.
And you keep looking at things from a masculine lens. So that's the thing. So how can we talking about all these problems, but we're not talking about the solutions? We should look at it from the male. Hold on. We should look at it from the male lens because the men are the ones giving relationships out. So it probably behooves you
to understand what men want because we already know what the fuck women want. You guys make that very apparent in all your music and popular culture. We know what women want, but we don't necessarily know what men want. And I would argue most women don't care what men want. I'm telling you, men are very simple. What we want is typically linear. It is black and white. You're the one that's complicating it. I don't know if I feel this way today and blah, blah, blah. I'm saying men don't have that privilege of saying, I don't feel like it. We have to be a man at all times. And you guys want to go ahead and pick and choose when you want to be a dutiful wife. And I'm saying that's cool. I'm not arguing for you guys not being able to exercise things on your prerogative. That's fine. But what I am saying is that men need to put consequences on that shit. You don't want to fuck? Fantastic. You're effectively single now.
But you're talking about just one time? Like,
right. Can you be more specific?
Okay, because here's the thing. When your girl isn't fucking you, 9 out of 10 times, it's like a long-term thing. It's a drought, right? She just isn't feeling you and she just withholds sex from you or she uses it as a weapon for some type of behavior.
Yeah.
Once a woman weaponizes sex against you, it's a wrap.
Is it disrespect?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what most women do. They weaponize sex. And I'm just telling guys not to tolerate that shit.
To make it clear, though, once or twice when it's not back to back is fine because obviously people get tired.
Thanks for clarifying.
We're talking about a long period of time. Let's say 3 weeks, for example.
Okay.
Is the same thing as weaponizing financial support. If you're weaponizing it, and I feel like I can pay the bills today, but not tomorrow, you're also like being abusive.
But how did it start, though?
But how did it start for her?
Women typically weaponize sex first.
Yep.
But why?
How do you feel?
So you guys been saying,
it doesn't matter why. That's like me saying I don't want to pay the bills.
No,
do you give a fuck why I'm saying
it does
why?
matter. Myron, you bring it up a lot that it is like 70% of divorces are started by women.
Yes.
Right?
Like 80%.
Right, exactly. So did you know that 85% of women initiate counseling? So we're a lot.
Right.
So
most people don't go to counseling. Like not even 10% of couples go to counseling.
Which is really sad because we haven't been taught as human beings to be in a healthy relationship.
Okay.
And not only that, going to counseling, they do it in bad faith. They go to counseling because they know that it'll allow them to get a better.
Not necessarily.
They can say, "Oh, I need to initiate this divorce because we tried counseling, it didn't work."
Yeah.
No, because so did you get a mentor maybe for real estate or something like that at any point? Maybe for business or something?
No, I pretty much did the real estate myself.
Okay, that's great. Kudos to you. But in general, if you can get a mentor in any type of thing, your chances of being successful are going to be higher, right? So that's one of the things that I think, and people don't really talk about it, that people go to counseling when it's too late. And I've been reading, I read a lot about relationships and human biology and the brain and psychology because I really want to have great relationships, not just with my husband, but with everyone around me. And like you were saying, men are really simple. Actually, no. Like,
yeah, they moody too. They get a little moody too.
The reasons why we get moody are very, very binary. Like you can understand, we are hungry. We stubbed our toe. We lost a job. It is not like I didn't have a random feeling of panic because I was driving home at some point and a fucking song came on. That's not how it works. It's not complicated. Do you have an example of how men are complicated?
Well, it's just we all are emotional beings, and I
but ours are not difficult to discern. I tell this to every girl that I meet. I'm like, hey, they're like, are you mad at me? I'm like, I will tell you I'm mad at you when I'm mad at you. You will never ever have to fucking worry. I promise you, it'll never be a mystery. But yeah, I will tell you if I'm upset. Okay, I don't think, especially alpha men, I don't think that they're complicated at all. Do you think they are?
I think certain men to a certain degree. Some of them you could have been, like you said, in a relationship. You said 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then you said, oh, I'll kick you to the curb or something. I'm not going to pay the bill for 3 weeks. All right, if you don't want to have sex, right?
I would just be like, hey, let's just not see each other anymore.
I was just using your logic and
okay.
Because y'all are saying we should be able to withhold sex whenever we want. I'm like, okay, well, I should be able to withhold provisioning whenever I want.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that we should be able to withhold sex anytime. Nobody said that.
A woman shouldn't have to have sex on your terms. Like, it's a mutual agreement. That's what we said.
Yes, you are under zero obligation to fuck the guy.
No, that's not. It's a mutual agreement. Like she said, do you want your woman to enjoy it, or you want her to lay there and not have a good time just because you want to get a nut off?
And
like
he said, wait. He said he doesn't enjoy paying bills.
Yeah.
But he still does it in the first place.
Like, bro, like, see, the thing is, again, like when this is what I always do. I love to use female logic back on them, and then you guys realize how ridiculous it sounds, and then you're like, but wait, no, hold on, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, if you have the ability to pick and choose when you want to get laid, which is cool, fine. I should have the ability to pick and choose when I want to be a man and pay the bills and take care of you.
I
When
think
you
what
say
we're
that
saying
statement,
is
you're
that
making it black or white.
I think what we're trying to say is that we're not saying that we don't want to have sex with you at all or whatever like that.
Exactly.
Remember, it's life. Things go through things. We have menstruals. People die. We have all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That goes on. So I'm just keeping it real.
All right,
Like, just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. Like, let's not. So for you to say you don't want to pay bills because you don't want to pay a bill because you know what I'm saying, I don't have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm going through it too. But here's the thing: you want to play that,
No, I'm not. I'm just no.
Because you're talking about like, hey, you go through stuff, menstrual cycle, blah blah blah. A man's life is way harder than a woman's life. Way harder.
Yeah, Myron, but you don't have these these emotional hormonal cycles going inside of you. Like you don't know what it is to be differently.
I got pierced too, by the way. Tell us about you guys.
I have a hormonal cycle.
No,
Just saying.
No, different hormonal
I'm
cycle. You guys have a 24. You guys have a 24-hour hormonal cycle. Your guys move on testosterone, right? Your balls are not sleeping. Your balls are constantly producing testosterone, right?
Right.
But
Chris, can you check on that for me?
Okay,
Wait,
go
what?
ahead. Check it.
They're not sleeping.
No. So, but on the contrary, a woman's hormonal cycle, it's 28 days, and I've had to do a lot of internal work for when I have my period or before my period, then I feel like I'm going crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
But that's
So
not
I'm
the
like,
point. We're talking
okay,
about
I'm not
3
gonna-
weeks.
yeah.
We're talking about
Right.
3 weeks and no actual explanation. You just decide to not have sex with
No,
someone.
that's-
I think
that's
that's a horrible
abuse.
warning sign.
It
Now,
is.
going back to what you said before, why are men complicated like women? I have
No,
do not
I didn't
understand this
say
at all.
that. I didn't say that.
Okay,
I
so
said
anybody else think men are complicated? Because if you
Not
think men are
complicated.
complicated, I'm
Deep.
telling
We're
you,
deep.
you're just fucking a dude who's lying to
No.
you. That's what's
Yeah.
going on. Men
We're
are not
deep.
complicated.
We're deep. What I wanted to say is we're deep human beings. Men or women, we're deep human beings that we go through emotional things that most of us have some kind of emotional trauma because of our parents or because of our environment.
I agree.
Right. So that's what I mean.
Emotional,
damn
it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. But men experience way more trauma. Men experience a way harder life than women do. So if we want to play the sympathy game of who has a harder experience, men absolutely have a harder experience than women, especially in the modern day age. So you know what? Let me not pay the bills because I'm going through trauma.
No.
Wow. So you're weaponizing
You can't win this,
it.
bro.
I'm not.
You guys,
Weaponizing
look,
it.
ladies. See, here's the thing. Women lack logically sound skills, debating things in logic, right? I'm just using your same arguments and the functional equivalent back on you, and you guys don't know how to respond because you want to be able to hold all the leverage and pick and choose when the guy fucks and all this. I want to go off how I feel, blah, blah, blah. But if I use your excuse for me not being a man, y'all will look at me like I'm crazy.
No, if you're going through trauma, like if you have a good woman, she should be able to cover the bills if you don't feel like if you can't pay them for some reason. It's a relationship.
How long is that gonna last?
How long?
How long are you finna be in your feelings? Like
maybe I might need
any human being has a responsibility of getting themselves out of the dark spot. Because a woman or a man
is that every excuse that y'all have doesn't work because men live harder lives than women, so a nice try. Men have more burden of performance than women, so a nice try. Men have to bring way more to the table than a woman does, nice try. Men have to add more value than a woman does to be in a relationship in the first place, nice try. So all y'all have to do is fuck. And if you don't do that, you're effectively useless.
Myron, you cannot talk about completely remove the value of a woman like that. Like the fact that I agree 100% that you guys go through hard
I'm not removing the value. I'm saying your predominant value is based on sexuality. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So if you're saying that if you're saying that like you're sorry, I got stuck.
Yeah,
no, stop when you were waiting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Computer lag. Freeze.
Listen. Hilarious.
So what if you're I remember what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I agree with the fact that men have harder lives, but you cannot just say like, oh, just because I have a harder life than you, then your trauma is not valid. Like it doesn't work like that. So because I have a better life than someone in
your trauma can be valid, but at some point, I've met girls before. I'm like, wow, this girl's great, and then the trauma comes out, and it's like, hey, I don't hate you. You're not a useless person, but we don't need to be in a fucking relationship. So you go that way, and I go this way. because I have the freedom to do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Again, I'm going back to the Jonah Hill thing. Jonah Hill said, "You're doing things I don't like, and I don't want to be with you anymore." And everyone was like, "How dare you tell this woman to not dress like that?" It was ridiculous. So no, he has the right to do that. By the way, if the Jonah Hill thing is bad, does that not make every single Muslim man a problem? Every traditional Muslim man would ask the same thing from his woman. Am I wrong? And I'm saying this as a Christian. I'm saying this as a Christian. Is that not correct? That was always just very confusing to me. Like that means that's the problem. We have the right to leave if we want. Does that make sense?
I agree.
You have the right to have your trauma. You have the right to have your trauma, and I have the right to leave. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree. That's why communication is key. You keep it honest in the beginning, but a lot of us don't do that. We lead people on. Yep. That's why we go down the path that we are, like Myron said. That's why,
it's easier to leave than to work on
every
it.
single syllable.
Women don't want honesty though.
Yeah. It hurts. It definitely hurts.
I am learning that.
I know you're saying communication, but women
yeah.
don't want the truth.
Yeah, I learn that more and more every day, dude. That is absolutely.
That's why niggas lie, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear every syllable.
And that's why the shit keep recycling itself. That right there, everyone's lying to each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn.
And in modern society,
I think women lie way more than men do, though.
Yeah, facts.
You disagree? You want to date with a nigga that spent $1,300 at Komodo, and you didn't tell him I'm not gonna fuck you before the date.
Yeah.
Well, it's called giving a person a chance, seeing if we have chemistry first, right? Give them a chance. Some girls just ghost and don't give a damn about you. At least
was there a chance? Was there a chance before?
Yes, you spent $1,300.
No, you felt like
hell, I didn't know the bill was gonna be $1,300.
No,
women lie, men buy. Literally.
Oh wait.
I think it's both love.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on. No, I'm just gonna say this shit. Everything about the female existence is a lie. Makeup. We don't know when you're on your period. We don't know when you're in heat. We don't know if you're pregnant or not. Everything about the female mystique is about fucking lying. Wearing extensions, wearing nails, not showing interest in a guy, going out with guys that you don't give a fuck about because you're trying to get a free dinner, whatever. Like everything about the female existence is a lie to a degree. Women have to be deceptive in a lot of their practices because women are the inferior sex physically. So what do they have to do? They have to be the superior sex mentally and cognitively. So they have to use deception to attract the opposite gender and retain the opposite gender because you guys don't have the strength to beat us physically. So women connive a lot of guys. If I took 100 women, I guarantee 90 of them have probably been on dates and finessed a dude out of that date. However, if I line up 100 dudes, maybe 10 of them had been able to finesse a woman. Men are not able to connive women to the same degree that women connive men. And that's because the whole female psyche is centered around deception. Everything about y'all is deceptive. Makeup, lashes, heels, tight dresses, the surgeries, etc. Boobs. Being on your period. We might not know it. Being in heat. Everything about female, the female psychology is deceptive to a degree. Going on dates with niggas y'all don't like. Like, come on, man.